In the spirit of reconciliation, the P&C Federation New South Wales acknowledges the traditional custodians of country throughout New South Wales and their connections to land, sea and community. We pay our respect to their elders past and present and extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples.
Welcome to another episode of Perspectives and Conversations. My name is Gemma and I'm the CEO of the P&C Federation, and I am thrilled today to be joined by Tanya Kumar, who is joining us from New South Wales Health. Tanya, it's so nice to have you here today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Now, I was really excited to hear about the primary school mobile dental health program, especially being a parent of children of primary school age and knowing how important oral health is for our kids. It seems like an initiative that maybe more parents should be aware of. Can you tell me a bit about it?
Yeah, definitely. So our program, it's a New South Wales Health initiative that aims to provide free general dental care to all primary school age children. It's available to primary schools within our state. And the main aim of the program is to try to encourage primary school age children to access dental care without the extra struggles that parents might go through, taking a day off work to go to the dentist, or a child taking a day off school to access dental care as well.
I think it's incredible that you've called out those real life challenges straight away, because all of those appointments that you have that you can only do during school time really add up, and especially when we are dealing with the complexities of our children's needs and all the different things we're trying to meet from both a health and wellbeing perspective on top of school. It's really hard to keep on top of all of that as a parent.
Yeah, it definitely is, and that's why this program is really good, because what we do is we come into this child's environment, the school program. It makes the kids feel a little bit more comfortable as well. It takes away a little bit of that anxiety that kids have when they're getting their teeth checked, because they're coming down with their friends. They're in an environment that they're already comfortable with without the smells and the noises and things like that. So yeah, it's definitely a really good initiative that New South Wales Health has.
Those sensory aspects, I hadn't even considered that. The smell of the dentist is such a visceral idea, but I hadn't thought about the impact that would have on a primary school age kid coming into the dentist, and especially if you haven't regularly been to the dentist and formed a relationship there, that could be a real barrier to getting a primary school age kid to start going.
That's exactly right. Yeah, it definitely is a barrier for some kids, and that's why this program, if we offer it once a year to the primary school age children, it just becomes part of their routine dental checks, and they become a little bit more familiar and a bit more comfortable with our staff members as well.
Wow, so it's something that you can have come to your school annually, not just as a one-off?
Of course, yeah. So our program, as I mentioned, it's available to all local public primary schools. We do try to make sure that those kids that are most disadvantaged get access to our services. And what we do is we bring in mobile dental vans or portable dental equipment, and we set up on the school grounds once a year to provide kids with their annual dental checks.
And that's K to 6? It's all ages in primary school?
Yeah, that's right. All primary school age children, kindergarten to year 6, can access our program. It doesn't matter whether or not they are eligible for certain Medicare schemes or things like that. All children are able to access the free dental care.
That's such a huge initiative. I mean, I haven't heard about it before. I mean, is that something that, do you think most schools are aware that this New South Wales Health program exists?
Not a lot. The program's been around for about 5 years now, so there are a lot of schools that we are well established in, and as I mentioned, every year we go and we provide the program to their students. But there are a lot of schools that unfortunately we haven't been able to access, and that may not know that our program is available, as well as a lot of parents that might not know that we are linked through New South Wales Health, and that we're providing the checkups at school free of charge, no out-of-pocket costs, as well as any follow-up dental treatment that the children might need. They can access that free of charge through our public dental clinics.
I mean, I might be showing my ignorance here, but I often think about, those different health checks, wellbeing checks coming through in the preschool age, but I had no idea that something of this nature was available for primary school age children.
Yeah, as I mentioned, not a lot of parents are aware that it exists, and that our service exists outside of the school dental program as well. Within New South Wales, or children under the age of 18 are eligible for free general dental care through their public local health district dental clinics. And part of the dental program's main aim is to increase accessibility to those services, make sure these children are getting those checks done.
I think about my own daughter, and she absolutely hates going to the dentist, which I'll be honest with you, I'm a bit of a nerd. I remember getting the toothbrush and the sticker as a kid, and that was enough to get me in the door. I was all, oh my God, or a balloon. I'm here for a sticker or a balloon. But I'm trying to think about, you know, as a parent, watching the stress of, you know, trying to honestly drag her by her legs to the dental chair to get her into it. What does it look like in a school context?
Yeah.
How do we get, you know, how do kids react to the van coming in?
Yeah, look, it's definitely a different reaction that we get from the kids. We find that kids, they're very responsive, they're very reactive to us being on their school premises. They have our big mobile dental vans come in and park in their car parks. They're always wanting to talk to the clinicians that are there, the staff members. They remember them from the year before or when they've come to the clinic to have their teeth checked previously. And as I said, when they come down to the dental van or to the classroom where we've set up our equipment to have their teeth checked, they usually come down with someone else from their class, their friend. They watch their friend have their go. They kind of cheer each other on. They get given a little gift bag to take home at the end with a toothbrush and toothpaste and some stickers to take home too.
Winner.
So yeah, we find that it's a really positive experience for kids because we're taking that scary negative element of the dental surgery out of it.
That's of huge interest to me because that would take the pressure off me. I love the idea of going with a peer and watching your friend go through it. That's fantastic. It sounds like the clinicians have a real understanding of the needs of primary school age kids, not just of their oral health needs, but everything that's involved in going to the dentist.
Of course, yeah, all of our New South Wales health staff are well trained to work with children, particularly in a dental environment. They try to make the experience as rewarding and positive for that primary school age children as possible, but also for the staff at the school or the parents that are also involved in helping us get this program off the ground as well.
That's really specialist expertise. It sounds like something that I think a lot of parents would want to take advantage of. I'm a parent on a PNC. How do I go about it? I know this exists now. Well, what do I do next? Like, I honestly, I'm being a bit selfish. I want this in my school.
Yeah, so I guess the first bit of advice I would say for parents that are interested, check to see if your school already runs the New South Wales Health Mobile Dental Program, if they're already in contact with one of the primary school mobile dental program coordinators for their local health district.
Okay.
And if not, maybe just encourage getting a conversation started with your local health district to see how potentially your child's school might be able to run the program on the grounds. Whether it's utilising our mobile dental vans where we bring them on site, or whether it's setting up a classroom-based dental environment within the school grounds so that we can provide this program to the children within the school. But also then making sure that once we send out all of the information packs home, that we get those consent forms back so that your child can participate in the program.
Oh, that's really helpful. Okay, so there's a pack that I'd receive as a parent if the program is coming to my school. Exactly. I would get a bit of information in advance and I'd sign a consent form.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So once we've kind of gotten into the school and we've booked some dates for the program to participate, what we do is we send out some information and consent packages to the parents. We get the parents to read through all of the information. It outlines what they need to do in order to make sure their child participates in the program. We get them to sign a few documents and return that document to the school before our visit so that we can then make sure that whilst we're there, their child gets seen.
Oh, fantastic. So if I am hearing about this today, first time, I could just go maybe to my school principal and say, I've heard about this amazing program and is there a link that we can provide, to a school principal and the parents to start this journey of getting the program to come out to their school?
Of course, yeah. So Usually with our program, what we do is we try to provide access to the most vulnerable populations first. So I would encourage having that conversation with the principal, seeing whether or not this is something your school might be able to advocate for and promote for your students. There is all the information on the New South Wales Health website that also has some draft copies of our consent form too. So if there's any information that the principal needs, they can have a little look on the website. Our contact details are there as well, so that principal can start the conversation with the primary school mobile dental program coordinator that's part of their local health district.
It's great that it's also localised too, because I know the community aspect in public schools is something that we all value, and having that regular connection with your local health district and the people that work there, and the fact that you'll get the same people often coming back to the school year on year, that's a really powerful thing. I think, and a great message for our kids as well, that continuity, it's not scary. That's all brilliant.
Of course, yeah, and it really helps too because, as I mentioned, sometimes the kids need to come back to our fixed dental clinics for further treatment. So usually they try to book them in with the same dental provider, just so we've still got that same continuity of care as well.
That's so thoughtful. Like, it sounds like you've honestly thought of everything. That's brilliant.
Yeah, it's a very good program for the kids.
And what are the different things that get identified through the checks? So what are the benefits of having the program available? I don't know much about children's oral health, if I'm honest.
Of course, yeah. So with the dental program at school, what we're offering kids first and foremost is a comprehensive dental examination. As part of that, depending if the parent has consented and if we think it's clinically required, we can also provide children with dental x-rays, a clean of their teeth, an application of some topical fluoride which will help strengthen those adult teeth that are still growing and developing, and application of something called a fissure sealant, which is kind of like a little varnish that we paint on their back adult teeth as they're still growing and developing. Usually we try to get that done annually for the kids so that way, like I said, it's their general checkup that they have done. But if we identify there's some further concerns through the school program, so for example, they need to have some fillings, they might need to have some teeth taken out, we want to have a conversation about orthodontics or specialist treatment, that's usually the things that we find out at school, and we contact the parents to bring them back to the clinic to have that discussion and hopefully provide that treatment to the family as well.
And all of that's available to all of our primary school age kids, regardless of, you know, Medicare requirements. I'm showing my ignorance here. You've got to help me out.
Of course, yeah. So all New South Wales Health public dental clinics can be accessed by children under the age of 18 for their general dental treatment. Some of the specialist services, they do require some additional eligibility requirements, but the dental clinicians will be able to have that conversation with the parents when they come in if they think it's necessary at that stage.
So for ignorant people like me, I'm going to get my hand held through the process.
Of course, yeah, we're there to help you the whole way through.
Oh, I am really excited to hear about that. Especially in the last 12 months, we have had a lot of P&Cs in public school taking an active interest not only in inclusivity but also in children's health and well-being, and some of those different opportunities that P&Cs have been exploring are about a holistic look at children's health. How would you say, if I'm a parent that is trying to get a few different initiatives off the ground, and I'm trying to make sure that everyone is catered for in my school community, regardless of, you know, their individual needs, their family's needs, etc. How would this program cater to me, and what would the sort of selling point back to my community be if I'm trying to articulate that message?
Of course, yeah. So there's a lot of literature and evidence out there to support that. Unfortunately, poor oral health does have a great negative effect on an overall general health. A poor oral health can lead to an increased risk of cardiac conditions or chronic illnesses as children grow older. And there's also a lot of evidence to say that once children have concerns with their teeth as children, it tends to follow them through into adulthood. So trying to make sure that we're providing these vulnerable populations or vulnerable students with access to healthcare that's free, and just making sure that it's equitable across the board.
That's quite a stark thing to hear, you know, that we have to get in early as parents and make sure that our children's oral health is taken care of, because there are so many other ramifications that we might not be thinking of. That's
Exactly, and that's where our primary school mobile dental program adopts a preventative and an early intervention approach by getting in whilst the kids are still young, encouraging those healthy habits whilst they're still growing and developing, and hoping that they're going to follow that through into adulthood.
Gee, wow, it's something pretty big to think about. Are there any, I mean, it just sounds like a wonderful program. Do you have any sort of examples you could tell us about of like where it's gone really well, or, you know, you've seen, she said it's been around for years, you know, like some examples of where you've seen positive impacts on kids or school communities would be really lovely to hear about.
Of course, yeah. I guess, like I said, it's been around for about 5 or 6 years now, and particularly in my district in the Blue Mountains, we've had quite a positive take-up by the schools. Every year we're getting more and more schools on board, which is amazing, and you see that coming back with the consent forms that get returned by parents as well. The consent rate numbers, they change, they get bigger every year, but you also see that we get a lot of late consent forms coming back from parents too, because their child's best friend had gone to the dentist that day, had brought back their little gift bag, had told them about their positive experience, and it had now meant that your child had come home and had asked to actually participate in the program himself. So yeah, I think it's a really positive way that we're looking at promoting oral health for kids.
That's such a cute story. I can so imagine, especially some of our younger kids in primary school. You know, well, he did it, so why can't I do it? And you get that consent form in.
That's
it's like
exactly
positive peer
right.
pressure, right?
Exactly.
So, in terms of the impacts for families, I know that you've sort of touched on the fact that benefit of having children access the program means that information, both through the information that gets handed off to the family in advance of the visit and any follow-ups, is going to have sounds like a really positive impact, you know, in terms of the entire family's understanding of oral health.
Of course.
What would you say are some things that, as a parent, I should be thinking about if I can't access the program at my school, if my school's having trouble finding the time or those sorts of things, but I'm still interested? What would I do then, and how do I then navigate that as an individual?
Of course, yeah. I guess this question is also relevant because some families might only have some children that are in primary school, other children are in high school, and therefore they don't have access to our programs regularly. So I guess it's good to point out that as New South Wales Health, we offer free general dental treatment for kids up to the age of 18 through those local public health clinics. So for those parents, I would recommend just jump on the New South Wales Health website, you type in your postcode, and it will actually advise you where your local public dental clinic is, as well as the phone number that you need in order to contact them to make an appointment. All children who hold an eligible Medicare card are able to access our service. And when they do access our service, we just get parents to sign off for their child dental benefits schedule as well.
Oh, okay, and that's available statewide?
The public dental clinics are available statewide, that's right.
Fantastic. That gives me, as a parent, so much reassurance, but I think also as, you know, parents, we want so badly to advocate for children in our school community and in every school community. So from a representative perspective and an advocacy perspective, it is really exciting to hear that not only this is available in the scale of support that New South Wales Health offers, but the fact that it's so geared towards the way kids and families think and what we need from New South Wales Health. It's
right.
really reassuring and really exciting. So I appreciate you taking the time to tell us about it today.
No, thank you for allowing me to be here.
And Tanya, is there anything else that we should know or that you really want to tell us about the program before we let our parents go back to all of their, you know, sporting duties and volunteer duties and everything else that they're trying to pack in today? What else would you like to tell us?
No, I think we've covered most of it. I think just look, the program, it's really good. It's a really good New South Wales health initiative, and it really does benefit, you know, the young population. Our kids are most at risk with, you know, dietary and lifestyle choices these days. So any early intervention or preventative treatment that we can offer them, particularly when it comes to their oral health, I would really advocate for this program going ahead in your child's school.
And you have been an amazing advocate because you've sold me, and I'm sure you've sold everyone else on the benefits of the program. So thank you so much for coming in today. We really do appreciate it.
That's okay. Thank you for having me.